Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Politics is a very interesting game. And politics is also a very dirty game. Kalonzo Musyoka, the Wiper Party leader, recently ditched NASA coalition. Gideon Moi, the KANU chairperson, who was perceived to be the sponsor of One Kenya Alliance, ditched One Kenya Alliance. Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi entered into some post-election coalition agreement with Jubilee Party. Kalonzo ditched NASA to join One Kenya Alliance. Gideon Moi now ditched One Kenya Alliance to join President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Is there a chance that President Uhuru Kenyatta is isolating Musalia Mudavadi? I hope this video will find you in good state, and I want us to look at probably why the move by Gideon Moi to dump One Kenya Alliance is a huge blow to Gideon Moi, and probably look at the objectives it is intended to achieve. Because again, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. But before we go into all those details, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us get back to business. Kalonzo Musyoka, Moses Wetangula, and Musalia Mudavadi were part of NASA coalition. Then of late, these three gentlemen formed another coalition, One Kenya Alliance, and they brought on board Gideon Moi. And Kenyans have been asking themselves one simple question. What was the need of Kalonzo, Mudavadi, and Weta leaving or ditching NASA to form another coalition? I did a comprehensive video about this sometimes back, but the reason why they did that was simple. They wanted Raila Odinga to join them. Because Raila Odinga wants to run for the presidency again, and Uhuru Kenyatta is sending signals, but Raila Odinga and his handlers believe that he can only do that with the support of the NASA co-principals. So they wanted Raila Odinga to join that coalition agreement so that when they negotiate on equal terms. But Raila Odinga refused to join that camp. He refused to join One Kenya Alliance because according to Raila Odinga, he cannot join an alliance where he's not the founder. But what do you think is actually the objective of the latest move by Gideon Moi? Because we all know that Gideon Moi is not your ordinary politician. Gideon Moi is the son to the former president Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. President Uhuru Kenyatta today in this country is the president of the Republic of Kenya because of the former president Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. I know most people are saying, oh, Ruto. No. Ruto never made Uhuru the president of the Republic of Kenya. The person who did that was the former president Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. Because if you look at President Uhuru Kenyatta's history, Moi took him from nowhere. Some say from the drinking den. Moi picked him from wherever, made him the chairperson of the tourism board, forced Makto to resign for him to become nominated. He was then appointed a minister. Before Kenyans knew, he was the leader, KANU chairperson, and before they knew, he was the KANU presidential candidate. And that's how Uhuru Kenyatta managed to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. So there's a link, a close link between Gideon Moi and President Uhuru Kenyatta. As we speak today, if President Uhuru Kenyatta were to be given free hand to choose the person who is going to succeed him, he would definitely go for Gideon Moi. If you listened to Gideon Moi's statement yesterday, he was very clear that he's going to join Raila and Uhuru, and that those who don't want to join that formation should actually be on the other side, so that ikuwe us versus them. So we expect KANU to join Jubilee, and that's very important. In fact, the mere fact that Kalonzo has an agreement with Jubilee, because they signed it publicly, KANU also signed with Jubilee publicly. ODM is also planning to sign another coalition agreement with Jubilee, which means there's kind of a super alliance which is being formed. And that's why I began by asking whether the president is isolating Musalia Mudavadi. And let's think of it. President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to go to Western on Sunday and on Monday. Raila Odinga will be in Nyanza and in Western. On Tuesday, Raila Odinga will be in Kisii, where a declaration is going to be made. On Tuesday, Raila Odinga again will be in Kakamega. So which means the president and Raila Odinga have actually started campaigning for 2022. At the same time, William Ruto will be headed to Tharaka Nithi County and Embu County. So it was expected that One Kenya Alliance was going to take shape the moment Kalonzo Musyoka left NASA. But the departure of Gideon Moi is sending a different signal. Why is it significant? Number one, what I've talked about, the Jubilee and ODM alliance. President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen, and he advised the NASA partners to agree to a formation. And once they agree, then he can support one of their own. Gideon Moi is on record as challenging the One Kenya Alliance movement about their 2022 plans. It's not coming clearly. Gideon Moi is well aware that for him to succeed in 2022, that's going to be a tall order. But now he's looking beyond 2022. And beyond 2022, the only place where there's space is actually in Raila Uhuru, because Uhuru is not going to run. Raila at his age means the moment he exceeds, like if he succeeds, I'm not saying he's going to succeed, assuming Raila Odinga succeeds in becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya, then after his term, he can decide kurudishia Gideon mkono. So I think Gideon Moi made that announcement very clearly so that One Kenya Alliance can realize that there is nowhere they are going to go to without them joining this super alliance. That's number two. I think Gideon Moi has also figured out, and this is why I've always told people to study Gideon Moi. It's a bit organized. He has realized that forming a government is not an easy thing. He has realized that One Kenya cannot form a government and that they need Raila Odinga. I'm told at some point, President Uhuru Kenyatta told these guys that, look here, let's form the government. Let us support Raila Odinga. Rally behind him. Once he completes his term, then one of you will take over. Because if you allow Ruto to do that, then it means after 2022, Ruto will still be very strong. He will still be very strong up to that time, very young. So he will still be able to dictate who becomes or who succeeds him. So the fact is, as things stand today, the One Kenya Alliance cannot form a government. And Gideon Moi, being a politician, has realized that One Kenya Alliance, without President Uhuru Kenyatta, without Raila Odinga, without President Uhuru Kenyatta and without Raila Odinga, cannot form a government. And that's why he's joining Raila and he's joining Uhuru in the hope that those guys can form government and he can be part of the government. That's number one. That's number two. Number three, I think there is no clear structures and strategy in One Kenya Alliance. There is no clear structure. There's no clear strategy. in one Kenya alliance. Without structures, without a clear strategy, what's the need of joining that alliance? It doesn't make sense. None of them is willing to back down. Musalia Mudavadi is insisting that he's the guy. So he's not keen on leaving it for any other person. If there are clear structures that this is our one Kenya alliance movement, because even if you watched their last press statement, you could tell from their body languages that they had disagreed. And indeed, they disagreed. There were those who were willing to give Raila Odinga a chance, but there were some who were saying Raila Odinga cannot be allowed into the group. But the other group were insisting that there's nowhere they can go without Raila Odinga. So this is only happening because there's no clear structures, there's no clear strategies. With a clear structure and with a clear strategy, it means that any negotiations are going to be handled probably by a team of experts or their key allies, so that when they meet, they only discuss the way forward. And lastly, I think all this drama we are witnessing are all about 2022, actually post 2022, because all these politicians are ambitious. Ruto is ambitious, he wants to become the president. Mudavadi is ambitious, he wants to become the president. Raila Odinga has tried severally. Kalonzo wants to be ambitious, is ambitious, he wants to become president in 2022. But the question is, if we don't make it in 2022, what next? So I think Gideon Moi's latest move can be viewed from that perspective. That he can't make it to the presidency in 2022, which is fine. But what about 2027? Where do I join? Which team do I join to realize this dream? Kalonzo Musyoka is also playing around. But I think the move by Gideon Moi to dump one Kenya alliance is actually a huge, huge blow to the one Kenya alliance movement. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts on this matter. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, please, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. A friend of mine has really called me here. I don't know. He has really called me. Let me call him back. Kalos. Let me call him back. Okay. May you have a good day.